how to set up permissions and create custom roles for your teammates in Bordio. If you create a project and open People section, then you can select here the role of your project member in this project. By default, there are three roles: project owner, project admin, and project member. And now you can also customize what each role can do in this specific project. To do that, you can click here, Edit Role Permissions, and it will open you the Organization Settings, Roles and Permissions section. You can also find this section if you open your workspace and go to Organization Settings and click Roles and Permissions. Okay, now you can select which role you would like to customize. For example, let's go and change a little bit project members' permissions. So you can see here all the permissions given to this specific role, project member. This role cannot change project settings because it's no. This role cannot delete the project. This role cannot manage people, meaning inviting new people and removing existing project members from the project. Let's go to task permissions section. So this role can create new tasks because it's yes. This role can delete tasks if they are the task assignee to the task creator or the task reporter. In case you want to forbid them to remove tasks, you can also select here no, they can't. If you change that, now this role will not be able to delete any task created by them or assigned to them in the project. Or if you want them to be able to delete only those tasks that they created themselves, you can select only if they are the task creator or task reporter. In this case, if you create the task for them, so they are the task assignee, they will not be able to delete this task. But if they create the task themselves, they will be able to delete this task. Okay, so the difference is pretty significant here, even though these two options look similar. So let's say we want them to be able to delete the task only when they created the task or they are task reporter, not when they are task assignee. So we change this point. We can also go through all other points and change them as well. For example, let's say we don't want this project member role to change the task's due date. So we find this specific setting. Can the project member change a task's due date? And let's say only if they are task creator or task reporter, meaning that if you created the task for them, they are not able to change the due date. But if they create the tasks themselves, they can do that. Next thing, let's say also, sometimes you don't want them to change the estimated time, okay? And also you can change it. So only if they are task creator or task reporter, they can change tasks estimated time. But if they are just tasks assignee, they are not allowed to change the task's estimated time. And in fact, you have these settings for all kind of fields, for all kind of entities like comments, tags, file attachments, and so on. The same thing for event permissions, and the same thing for nodes. You can give the permission to this role to create nodes or not. After you finish editing this window, please don't forget to click Save Changes. And now this role, project member, they are not allowed to delete the tasks unless they are task creators, and they are not allowed to change estimated time, and they are not allowed to change the task's due date. Now, you can do similar with project guests. Let's say you want to limit the permissions for project guests, and you don't want them to create new tasks, and you don't want them to like do anything. So basically you can click no they can't, and this role in fact will only be able to see what's going on, like to track the tasks, but they are not able to interact with the tasks because all those permissions are limited now. Okay, so you can do this for all the fields of the tasks and events, and again, then don't forget to save this for project guests. Now, there are also workspace roles. So workspace admin and workspace member, these roles are given at the workspace level. So if you go to your teams and users, here we can see that there is one workspace owner, which of course can do everything in the workspace, but there all other people are now workspace members, and we can also make somebody project or workspace admin, in this case workspace admin. And now we can also customize what these workspace members and workspace admins can do. So let's go to roles and permissions, and let's start with the workspace members. So workspace members are not allowed to modify the organization's general settings, meaning this tab general here. They are also not allowed to manage teams and users, so they are not allowed to invite new people to the workspace. They are not allowed to remove them, and so on. They are not allowed to modify the roles and permissions. They are not allowed to manage subscription, this one. They are not allowed to manage notification settings, and they are not allowed to change users' roles within the organization. So they cannot change, like for example, from workspace member to workspace admin. Next thing, they are not allowed to create new projects, and they are not allowed to view and manage all projects within the organization. So this is important for admins. Let's say for workspace admins, this option is available, and it means that even if the workspace admin is not a project member, so they are outside the project, they are not added to a specific project, they still can see this project, they can open this project, and they can add themselves to this project because they have this permission to view and manage all projects. So as workspace admins, if this point is on, if this point is yes, it means that they are like project owners within all projects in the organization. Okay, so it's like ultimate like ownership or admin access to all projects within the organization. So now let's say we have the need to add some people from your team that will be responsible for the subscription settings, but you don't want them to change anything else like settings, notifications, just subscription, and maybe teams and users to manage how many seats you need to pay for. So you can do this creating a role. Let's say this will be subscription admin. We create a new role, and we go to this role, and we only allow them to manage teams and users and manage the subscription settings, but not anything else. So they cannot create new projects, they cannot view and manage all other projects. So they are only allowed to visit and manage this teams and users section and subscription section. And now we save this role. So this is a new custom role at the workspace level, at the organization level. And now after we created this role, we can go to teams and users, and let's say our David, he will be this subscription admin. So now he can access this teams and users section and subscription section, and he can like manage the subscription basically. All right, the same thing we can do for projects. let's say you want, for example, one more thing about workspace roles. Sometimes you need to add another role which will be allowed to create new projects. First of all, if you want all your workspace members to create projects, you can just edit this permission for all of them, like create new projects, yes, and save. Or if you want to give this permission only to specific users, not to all, but only to specific, then in this case, you can create new role. This role will be, let's say, project manager. Project manager at the workspace level. And yeah, we will not save these changes. Project manager, they cannot access anything at the organization settings level. They are not allowed, but they are allowed to create new projects, and they are not allowed to view and manage all projects, because in this case they will also see the projects that, for example, you created and you didn't add them to this project. So we don't want them to be able to see all projects, but they can create new projects. Let's save this change, and now we can assign this role to your project managers within your organization. So let's say copywriter is project manager now, and it means that she can now create new projects from here. So not only workspace admins can do that, like that, but also project managers can create projects from here. So let's do the same for project roles. So you have by default 3 roles: project admin, project member, and project guest, but you can also create your custom role. Let's say this role is project assistant, or project moderator, whatever you call it. So you create this role, you then go and set permissions what this role can do. For example, they cannot change the project settings, they cannot delete it, but they can manage people. They can invite people, and they can remove people from the project. They cannot manage people's roles in the project, but they can customize columns in the table view, so they can add more data, more parameters to the table view. Next, they can create new tasks, they can delete tasks, they can reorder or move tasks, and any tasks, even if these tasks assigned to somebody else, so they can do this. So they can do pretty much everything here. Change the task priority, change phone number, change email, so they can do all of that, and the same for events. And they can also create notes. So now we say we created this project assistant role, which actually can do pretty much everything, but they cannot change project settings, they cannot delete project, they cannot change roles, but they can invite new people, and they can also customize columns, and they can do everything with all the tasks in that project. All right, so this role is called now project assistant. Now let's try to assign this role to somebody in our project. So let's go to our project website translation, and here, as you can see, we have several tasks assigned to some people. And if we open people tool, then now we can select here project assistant. So when we assigned Sophia, marketing manager, as project assistant, now she is able to to do everything with these tasks. She can delete them, she can change them, change any parameter, she can reassign, and she can also create new tasks. Okay, so these settings are flexible. You can create custom roles, you can change the permissions of existing role, for example, project member, and you can pretty much set up anything that you need. And also, please pay attention that we also, at the organization level here, we have here custom fields. So custom fields are priority, phone number, and email. These are custom fields, okay? And these custom fields, they can appear here if we add them. So let's add this these custom fields here, priority. So here they are: phone number, email, and priority. So you can see that like now John McDonald, this is like the task, but actually it has like phone number, email, and priority. So these are custom fields. And you can also, within the settings, let's go to people and let's go to project member permissions. We can also change and define, here they are, look, priority. Can the project member change a task's priority? We can give this permission, we can take away this permission. To change task's phone number and to change task's email. Okay, so these three custom fields, they are also here, and it means that you can create a custom field and you can, for example, forbid to some roles to change this custom field. So this this custom field only can be changed by project admins or project owner, not by regular project member. So the same thing works with everything else here. It's pretty easy, and at the same time it's pretty like comprehensive and complex settings. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@bordio.com, and have the great day and success with setting up permissions.